Okay.
I'll put my hat away.
We're hoping to get the side. And then,
I'm not a constituent. Is there anyone?
I am.
Gary. That's right. So we're going to try to get the side, and we're going to focus on SB 174.
Absolutely.
That has come out of committee, and it's headed for a full assembly for a vote. And that's when illegals can become commissioners and board members and get stipends and
Oh my
grants.
God! This is just
Legalizes Huntington Park.
this is just insanity.
We want to just be there to say no, vote no. And if they let us sit in a conference room, I'll give a brief introduction, and then we'll go around the room. We'll start with you since you're a constituent. And I say our constituent, Gary.
All right, but I don't have anything nice to say.
I'm a constituent without borders.
And then I'll just does everybody want to say something?
I'm pretty offended that my assemblyman was deported at one point. So I have
You should mention that.
that's what I'm saying. I have
don't
nothing
have
nice to
problem with
say.
that.
I don't either.
Does anybody have
I saw creepy Norma crying on the floor of the house too.
At the 48th Assembly District meeting on Saturday.
Is anybody running against her?
She is.
Well, there was no one in the primary.
But wasn't there? There must have been a write-in.
That's why I said I'm not. There may be a write-in, but I'm not sure. But yeah, she was unopposed in the primary.
Central Committee.
All of my representatives were all unopposed in the primary. The senator, or no, the assembly, the Congress, the supervisor, and then senator was all Democrats. So those are my choices in the primary. I had no one to vote for.
This is California, folks. We have a choice between dying slowly or dying quickly right now.
That's actually what it is. That's exactly what it is.
To invite her and try to reason with her.
This is horrific.
Try to
Mike Spence should have. Well, when he's free from his other obligations, he should at least fall on his sword at some point.
I know. I would have loved for him to come with us later today, Ed Hernandez.
You can hold those meetings and stuff, and they might talk nice. They don't ban, because if they don't follow
but
the party line,
it'll
they
give
come
us a chance
There
to
was
have her.
someone put a video on you because Roger Hernandez is running against Spence, the one that beat up Susan
Oh,
Rubio.
you're right, the wife beater.
Yeah, and somebody put a video together about him. I can't believe how awful he is.
Oh,
There was
wow.
there was a video up in Sacramento where he was chairing a committee, and you don't get the context of what happened. But someone else, he didn't like what they were saying, I guess, and he's pulling their microphone away. And then he finally said, Sergeant of Arms, come here and take away his microphone. Like, this guy's he's crazy. Like, every clip they had of him was him being crazy.
Was that? I think I heard about that.
Yeah, I just, there was something else about him, like, being in a taxi cab or something. He was, like, freaking out on the driver. The guy's a nutcase.
Okay. Were we waiting for somebody?
Tracy was going to try and make it.
She said she's not coming.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, she said she's not.
Well, they live well, don't they? It's Prop 65 compliant. At least it's got that. Okay. Barranca Tower. So, okay. Notice how her office, this is, oh, there it is, right there at the top. Okay, Blanca Rubio. Okay. Okay. And it was her sister's fundraiser that we crashed. Yes. Oh, we're not going down though. No. Jeez. Is FAIR prepared? Has FAIR prepared a lawsuit if this passes? Because this is just absolutely actionable. This is a joke. It's almost like
There should be a lawsuit every week.
yeah, with the way things are going. There you go. Yeah, the trial lawyer lobby must have loved. Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, you guys go ahead.
Okay. I know where we're headed.
I'll go up with you guys.
pray that nobody in my family sees that YouTube video because,
Which one?
the one where I out my granddaughter.
Are they up to 8?
Yes.
In case she's got a.
Banned from the family. No, they just don't talk about it. Nobody
But
deals
they
with
know
it.
about it, so what's the
Everybody
difference?
knows about it, but we haven't gone public with it. Nobody's gone public with her decisions.
How many granddaughters do you have?
I have.
Oh, there you go.
So there you
10.
go.
There, oh, you'll be fine.
Yeah, so we don't know which one it is then. Your family does, but
Yeah, and everybody knows who I'm talking
I
about.
have 3 gay queens,
Oh my
but
God.
I have 25 cousins.
You know, there's just a lot of confusion. That's the problem. There's just a lot of
We're
confusion.
from the same family too.
That's why, you know,
Yeah.
look into it.
My
They're a mess
uncle
up.
was gay, and
Oh my God. Okay, everybody.
I wonder if it's locked.
Oh,
They're always locked.
you know, because we very dangerous citizens, you know,
Yeah. Unfortunately, they.
quote unquote.
We're wondering if we could just, talk to someone briefly about upcoming legislation. Within a few minutes. Give me a second. Thank you. My name is Robin Goodson. I left up.
Now, isn't it? Look at this. Like the Spanish one is focused. The English one's hidden in the back. See that? Unbelievable. Wow, the door was open. So they do believe in open borders.
that was the first time.
Let me see your sign, Raul. Great. Yes. No taco trucks on every corner. Why do you want? Oh, that's the commission. I'm sorry. 946 is the taco trucks. Shoot. But I'm still gonna.
You're right, that was in-
Can I mention it? Is that up for vote in the assembly too? Okay.
It's your picture up there.
So there's two. 174 has to do with allowing illegals on commissions. Oh God. It legalizes what Huntington Park did 3 years ago. And then there's SB 946, which would allow taco trucks on every corner. It would undermine local ordinances. And she used to be illegal. I'm just horrendous.
These taco trucks were pulling right in front of these people's restaurants.
Oh, look at that! How Bill.
And they said you could pass ordinances.
I'm just a bill.
Now they can
Capitol Hill.
push
And I'm gonna get a Milky Way. Thank you.
Sure, the Human Services Committee.
Well, that's right, because no human being's illegal, right?
She's only been in office for a year. How does she already get chair?
Well, that happens often, actually.
That's what I'm saying,
Isn't it
like-
sad?
I mean, they're probably so proud of her for what her status is. They're just like, oh, be the chair.
This is awful.
Like, what's her name? What's the chick's name that's making a big splash right now? Cortez or whatever?
Oh, she's my hero. I love her. She's messing it all up for them.
Everybody's like
Oh,
begging
Cosio.
her to-
Right.
Everybody's begging her to come on the show.
Oh for 5.
I think Martha then offered her
We should have her, like, come to Cudahy.
$50,000,
Oh, she'll never go on those
100,000,
shows.
and Shapiro offered her 20,000.
Yeah, she'll never do those shows. It'll be the end of her if she does those shows.
Oh, yeah.
She's already kind of crashed and burned. When she was on the Trevor Noah show, I mean, such a great question. How do you want to pay for this?
Somebody somewhere has a pocket constitution.
Oh, did they actually have the Constitution? I know you do. Awesome.
I got this.
So,
Usually we like to have this scheduled, but do you have any specific legislation?
Yes, could we just sit down for a few minutes?
Just cause like we're both new here to like,
Oh, okay.
so
We're really short staffed, but I mean, we're putting together a legislative update right now. We could probably get one pretty soon. Do you have any legislation you specifically want to
Yes,
know
we
about?
do.
Oh, absolutely.
We're
We'll
just
be
wondering
in
if
and
we
out
could
if
sit
you want.
down.
If we can
Yeah,
sit
we just
down.
need 5 minutes to talk about the
We'll be out
issues,
here.
so you guys
So-
can take notes,
Oh, got it.
and
So you
then
guys-
give it, to
Yeah.
Yeah, we're citizen lobby group.
Yeah, for
Assemblywoman.
sure.
We promise we'll be in and out.
just, you know, also where we don't allow recordings, so you're.
Well, that's the right that we have.
Yeah,
Under the Constitution
we sure do.
of California and the United States Constitution, we have the right to record.
We do.
There's actually something from the state assembly that says that we're.
That's
it's
wrong,
not- it
because
can't be.
that's wrong. They
Yeah, that's
cannot
the Mark Steiner
overrule the
rules.
Constitution.
That's right.
You can't do that. So it's wrong.
I'll just record him.
It's unconstitutional for them to do that.
We won't record you guys.
So they actually want to record and,
Just
I
our-
let them-
just
I told them
ourselves.
that we can't.
Let me,
No, they're not specific.
Okay. Oh, I've got a lot of stuff about SB 54 as well. Very. I'm sorry?
SB 54 is out of their hands.
I know. Well, it was in their hands.
That's
Isn't it
exactly
awful?
right.
Isn't that terrible?
hey Taylor, it's other Taylor.
Thank
How's it
you.
going?
Sure.
So they
Okay.
just basically want a couple minutes of time to really talk about some of the legislative issues they have and express on the member. I think I could take the meeting. If you want me to.
174.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll put together a report and pass it over. Yeah, and they have a couple issues. It looks like they're highlighting SB 174, and I'll take anything else I need to know. Is there anything in particular you want to make sure I get? Is it? Definitely, of course. Mm-hmm. No, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. I've been on camera before. Yeah, I'll give you a call right afterwards. Yeah, bye. Yeah, looks like we're good.
Okay.
In like 2 minutes, I've got some stuff, and we'll make sure to take you over to the member's office.
Excellent. Thank
The
you.
cameras are fine. I can tell you the heat.
All right, thank you.
You're so awesome.
Awesome.
What music to our ears?
See how easy that is?
Yeah,
What a
we.
great guy.
That's
It's all
right.
because of Mark Steiner.
That's right.
And
And
he announced that proudly to us. Right, Steiner, when we met with him, didn't they?
no, isn't that interesting? A Republican wanted
Oh,
to
yeah, he
prevent
did come there,
transparency.
didn't he?
He's a fraud.
Yeah. He's a rhino who cheats on his wife. Just like cheating Chad.
Shall we? Ready?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll pour out some chairs too.
Let's get my stuff here.
He is a dog lover.
You got it. And yeah, get some chocolate. Yum, yum. So she's in charge of West Covina, Baldwin Park,
Give me a hand.
Covina, Duarte, Irwindale, Bradbury,
We'll
industry.
probably have to stand, but we'll make it work.
Oh, she represents in.
I'm gonna go first.
Hey, Gary,
Yes, it is.
your legislator was,
Okay.
she was legislator of the
All
year.
right, we really appreciate
Oh,
you
sorry, I know,
meeting with us.
time's of the essence, I'm
My
sorry.
name's Robin Benson. We do have constituents here with us today. What we would really like the assembly member to consider is voting no on SB 174. That would allow people in our country illegally in this state to hold commission and board seats, also receive stipends and grants. And we think that takes the opportunity away from American citizens, and we don't think it sends the right message. With our organization, We the People Rising, that's a copy of our letter. We're official opposition to the bill reported in the record. So we'd just like to briefly take a little bit of your time and.
Can you hold the
First, we're
camera
gonna
for me
start
for a
with the
minute?
constituent,
Just
Gary.
keep it on the speakers.
Do you mind if I'm gonna sit?
Yeah, can you go hold it for me? I'm gonna stand over here.
Yeah. My handwriting's bad enough as it is.
Okay, I just live right around the corner from here, so she is my my rep. I first want to thank you guys for having the door open, because usually we come in, these are locked. We appreciate the appointment, or the, letting us walk in without an appointment. But what I'm going to say is all recorded, it's all on video, so I'm not just saying things, but we've been hearing all this talk about DACA and illegal immigration and the wall and all these different issues, how we have to be tolerant and inclusive and compassionate. But the fact is this, I am opposed to illegal immigration because of what Ms. Rubio represents to me, which is she is on record having snuck into our country. She was then deported, snuck back into our country, and based on her age, she was about 15 around the time the Reagan amnesty hit, and I'm assuming that's how she became a citizen. Maybe there was some other way. But if that is how she became a citizen, that is exactly why we are opposed to all this amnesty and DACA and all these other issues, because you give them amnesty, they end up running our government, so they can then perpetuate more of this. And now she's about to vote on a package to allow illegals to sit in government boards, and that's just wrong. So I am opposed to the SB 174, and I'll let anybody else who wants to speak go ahead.
174. Here is my thought process. My thought process is, then what is the point to becoming a citizen of the United States if we allow people that come here, whichever border you want to come over, fly, overstay your visa, all of those things? What is the benefit now of becoming an American? What? That is the biggest question, because they're going to be able to do anything and everything as you, as an American citizen, did. My ex-husband spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars going through the citizenship so he can become a citizen of this country. So basically what this will do is basically give him the middle finger. Really. And then that's not right. What about all those people that came through the right process, and she's basically going to give them the middle finger too? Saying that you're not important even though but these people are more important? How fair and how right is that? Those immigrants that processed the border and went through the border legally deserve more than those that come through illegally. And I don't care what border you come over again. It's not about that. My family's been in this country since the 1740s, long before the United States even became the United States. So I believe that in the rule of law, because we're going to have no laws then what's the point of having any laws? Thank you.
And Judy, would you like to say a few words?
Hi, I'm Judy Neal, and I live in San Dimas, which is just outside of Assemblywoman.
The 48th district.
Yeah,
Just barely
the
outside. I'm there all the
48.
time.
I get so many numbers. Anyways, we see so much happening in our state these days. Everything is going to benefit the illegal aspect of people coming into our country. We've got illegals who now they want to give them benefits, full medical benefits. We've got illegals who will be sitting on boards and commissions. This bill would allow them to be paid to get stipends and to get grants. And yet we've got people living on the streets with nothing being sent their way. I pay my taxes. I pay a lot of taxes. And I don't like the way they're being spent in our communities or in our state. We have to be more diligent with putting California citizens first and foremost, and then dealing with the other. They need.
Law says is they're making it legal for illegals to hold commissions and other government appointed positions. Now, the place where I worked for 25 years, I had to do a background check. They did a background check on me before they hired me. Now, we got these guys over in Huntington Park that are holding these commissioner jobs. Now, they wouldn't pass a background check to be a laborer where I used to work, if they're holding commissions. So this is highly irresponsible, and to take somebody, to make it legal for an illegal is kind of like jumping over the law, like saying, we don't like the stop sign laws, so we're gonna make it illegal for police officers to write tickets for stop signs. So it's essentially gone around the law, and that's why I'm against SB 74.
My name is DeAngeline, and I too have family that came to this country way before it became a country. In fact, one of them was the first president of the Continental Congress. And then I have other family that came to Ellis Island, and they had to go through all the stipulations and doctors and everything in order to be admitted into, then came around to come into California. There's one thing about 174 that I do not like. Well, there's everything that everybody else was saying, stipulates that there are no exemptions to get on the board or on a commission. Exactly none. I've written letters 53.
So,
the reason why I know
gentleman
a lot
doesn't know
about
about the
it
Brown
is
Act.
my parents were part of the group that helped to write it. And they made me make a promise that when I was done teaching and done raising my children, I would get involved in politics again. Okay, the Brown Act states in there that you must follow it, and it gives the public, the people, a chance to speak out to what they want to do. It's slowly being changed since 1953. I've watched it, I've had it pushed to me when I was a teenager. Now, there are no exemptions from being on the commission. You have to be a citizen. And people who are not citizens yet do not belong on there. And Governor Brown is ruining his father's legacy because he signed that in 1953, the Brown Act that was worked on by citizens and lawyers. And that's what I'm against, plus the fact they're not citizens, they do not belong as a commission or any part of the board at all.
And then Arthur?
So, yes, my name's Arthur. I'm from Torrance, California, but I am a citizen without borders, I guess, because apparently the borders don't seem to matter. But, they do matter. I mean, you do still have a door, and generally you lock your doors at night. So that's the first thing. This is just, and this is adding, this bill is adding insult to already great injury with SB 54, which is allowing illegals to commit crimes and stay in the state. That's wrong. And now we're they've already committed crimes by being here. Okay, that's a crime. I don't get to break into your house. And foreign nationals don't just get to walk into our country. I just will say emphatically, this is unconstitutional. It's a violation of Article 1, Section 8. It is a violation of Article 4, Section 4. Our federal government guarantees every state protection from foreign invasion as well as domestic insurrection. It is an invasion to allow foreign nationals to just come into a country without permission, without authority, without due process of law. This will invite massive lawsuits. The state is already hemorrhaging billions of dollars with $1 trillion pension liability. They're getting sued for 3 other laws, SB 54, AB 140 or 450, and then there's the other bill which is preventing private businesses from cooperating with ICE. This is nonsensical, and the state legislature is going to go up in flames trying to declare war on the federal government. This is not going to work. The state legislature is not going to win. I'm just like, I don't know, it's like, I have to just say this right now. A lot of us come in very calm, cool, and collected, sadly, because we're so used to this. This is just appalling. This shouldn't even be an idea. The idea that illegal aliens could be on a public board that belongs to citizens, it's just unthinkable. I mean, it would be like a man trying to tell a woman how to have a baby. It's just crazy. This is nonsensical. And to be very candid, to have A legal process was established, whether I like it or not, that Miss Rubio is now a legal resident here. But she doesn't have a right to ruin it for me, for the men and women who come legally, for the children who are brought legally. This is wrong. This is total social justice warrior nonsense, and this is not what legislatures are for. They're supposed to protect our rights, secure our persons, ensure public safety, provide for the common defense, and this does everything but. This is going to invite massive lawsuits, and it will be a waste of time and money. No on SB 174.
And Robert Hyman?
Yes, my name is Raul Rodriguez Jr., and I am the California Coordinator for America First Latinos. Maria Espinoza is the one that established that. America First Latinos, we put America and Americans first. And that is the main goal, also to educate the Latinos and the Hispanic community. I am opposed to SB 174. We have a constitution, sir. You might remind Blanca Rubio that we have a constitution, and her number one responsibility is to uphold that constitution, regardless of how she feels personally. Whether she agrees or disagrees with us, she has to uphold our constitution. So therefore, we're asking her to vote no on SB 174. I'm a proud American. I was born here, and I'm going to continue fighting for our rights as citizens, because this is a right we have under our First Amendment. This is why we're here, so we can share our opinions, and we can tell our elected officials that if they're wrong about a law or anything they're trying to do, this is what we use, our Constitution and the Brown Act, because it's important that they understand they cannot continue to violate our laws. We are a nation and a country of laws, and we need to make sure that Blanca Rubio upholds those laws. Okay, thank you very much for listening to us.
No, of course. Do you mind if I ask a couple quick questions?
Sure.
The lady Amy from We the People, it mentioned SB 946. You want to talk about that real quick?
I do.
Yeah.
I had brought it up.
Yeah, of course. And I have another quick question. Is there any, do you guys have any paperwork or any reading materials for 124?
Yes, I can send those to you.
Yeah, of course. I'll give you guys my email.
We'll have it. That's why it's easier to get to you. Yeah, I call it that 946. I call it glibly the taco trucks on every corner. No, I don't want that. Mexican Americans who come legally don't want that. Marco Gutierrez testified against this. SB 946 is a massive incursion into local control. Someone correct me, Miss Rubio, didn't she sit on a city council at one time?
Baldwin Park.
Baldwin Park, yes.
Okay, now I know that city council members, regardless of their affiliation, they don't like Sacramento dictating to them what they can and cannot pass. SB 946 will push away all the ordinances that prevent sidewalk sales, sidewalk signs. This turns into a public safety issue. Sidewalks need to be free concourses for individuals to move back and forth. Individuals who exercise First Amendment rights have to keep moving. This undermines small businesses, which have played by the rules. But the real issue or the real interest in SB 946 is to allow illegal aliens to sell their wares on sidewalks and highways and byways without any fear of legal recrimination. I've been to MacArthur Park. I have seen people not just selling bootleg ware, but they are selling social security numbers and fake IDs. And this is legislation that is about protecting and ensuring that those corrupt practices continue. We must allow for a legal process for anybody who wants to open up a business, to have a truck, to sell any other wares. And the people in any city should have a right to say, no, you can't do business. A city has limited resources. It only has so many sidewalks. It has only so many streets. That's why cities give permits. And this totally, eviscerates all of that. And it's wrong. And it's all about just eroding our beautiful rule of law culture. And I guarantee you, Huntington Beach has already filed a lawsuit over SB 54. You watch. You're going to see Rancho Cucamonga file a lawsuit. The state legislature won't have time to pass laws. Maybe that'd be a good thing because they'll be so busy fielding lawsuits.
I have one thing that I'd like to bring up, and I know that it's already gone through the assembly, was voted on earlier this year, but right now, AB 2943 is been transferred over to the Senate. What I'm asking is that Assemblywoman Rubio, please go to Assembly bill. It circumvents